Hi, I'm Kevin, your melodious and masterful Tai Chi mechanic from the Awareness.website. And this is our final and sixth foundation exercise that we'll be sharing with you from our Nuts and Bolts About Awareness Tai Chi series. This one is called Toyus, translates as turning spine. And this one, it combines all the other foundation exercises into one. So it's going to take the wrist turning, the arm turning, the extensions, the Danyus, the Toyus, the body turning, and puts it all into one. So you're giving your body an entire workout from toes to the top of your head as you do this exercise. So it's a really important one to get, and it's a really good one to practice, and you can practice it anywhere, of course. And of course, be sure to subscribe, because we'll have some other great stuff coming up to help you with your Tai Chi down the road here. And as always, stay tuned to the very end. Keep watching to the very end so you don't miss the memories of Mr. Moy. Alright, so here we are at the sixth foundation exercise. So this is the last of the six that we'll be sharing with you right now. And this one again is one of the real strong fundamentals. It helps to build strength and helps to build more coordination between the limbs of the body and what the core of the body is doing. So this one is called Toyus, which translates roughly as turning spine. So in the previous one, Danyus, we were working on stretching the spine, and in the one before that we were working on turning the spine with the turning the body. So this one combines those two. So we're going to be turning the body and stretching the body at the same time. So with this, to set it up, we want to set up a 45-degree angle step. So we can start with our feet together, and you'll turn one foot out to 45 degrees. The other foot is going to step forward for, if you consider this as one step, move the foot forward to the toe, 2 steps, 3 steps. So you've got roughly about that 3 foot lengths for a length of step for you. You're going to have one foot on either side of an imaginary line. So your left foot's on the left side of that line, your right foot is on the right foot of that line. Now simply all that's going to happen is you're going to transfer the weight from the back leg to the front leg. So you're going to push from the front leg to move back and relax into the back leg, and push from the back leg to come forward. Okay? So, and again, you've got that 45-degree angle step. So 45 degrees, move the foot forward, 2 more steps, and come forward. Now from the side, you're going to see that 45 degrees, 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot. Now notice when I do this, I keep my weight balanced on the back leg to do that, keeping the knee lined up with that 45-degree angle. So you don't want the knee collapsing in, you want the knee to stay at that 45-degree angle. The weight's relaxed in the hips, so this part of the leg takes the load. The arms will be crossed at the waist. So the left leg is forward, the left hand will be on top, and they're crossed in the center of the body. Your hands will separate. You'll push from the back leg, straighten up, your arms are going forward, and then relax into the front leg and just let the arms extend with the back leg extending. Cross, push from the front leg, and relax back into the back leg. Separate, arms are going forward, pushing from the back leg, and then relax into the front leg. And at the same time, you've got that gentle turning of the body. So you turn and you line up with this leg, and then when you push from the back leg, the body just gently turns forward and extends in a straight line forward. So you allow yourself to do that Danyu, standing up, and then relaxing into the front leg. Push from the front leg, stand up, straighten up, and then relax down, sitting down into the back leg. And then you just repeat. So you do as many as you can on that side, and then you'll do the same on the opposite side, where you'll turn the other foot over to 45 degrees, 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot. So again, 1 foot on the other side of that imaginary line. Now this time the right leg's forward, the right hand will be on top. Again, allowing the hip to sit down. Don't pull the hip back. Allow the hip to sit down into the leg. So this leg stays lined up. And if the hip goes out, you'll be able to see that you get out of line with that, where that foot is. And you can see my body gets kind of messed up in the angle. So keep the body angled to that 45, hip sitting down, right leg in front, right hand crossed on top, arms and shoulders relaxed. They separate, pushing the back leg and straighten up, and then relax into the front leg and just let the arms extend. So you should be nice and balanced in this front leg. The back leg is expressing, but all the weight is in the front leg. And then when you come back, the front leg pushes you back, the weight relaxes into the back leg, so the foot stays expressing, but all the weight is in the back leg. Separate, straighten up, and then relax. So when you finish, you should be squared and lined up over this front leg. And when you come to the back, you're relaxing, you're angled to the 45 degrees. So again, you just keep it balanced here. Don't be bending forward like this. Keep the weight upright and balanced in the leg. And the same with coming back. Don't collapse and kick your hip out and do all funny kind of things. Keep the hip down and relaxed into the leg. Keep the body upright and balanced. Okay? So back and forth. And use the legs. It's the legs that do the work. The rest of the body stays relaxed and coordinated with the push of the legs and the turning of the body. So this is incorporating all the other foundation exercises in one. And again, just do as many as you can till your legs get tired, and then just relax. And then again, feel your body. Feel what's going on in your body. Feel your heart, feel your breathing. And as always, have fun. And coming up, memories of Mr. Moy. At workshops, we would do lots of exercises, and one of the main exercises we would do hours and hours of was toyus. And the toyus, again, are a very good foundation, fundamental building exercise. And because we did so many of them, everybody figured there was some secret to them or something. And I remembered this one workshop, and it was in a big arena that had been rented out to do the workshop because there were so many people. And Mr. Moy was going around through the numbers of people, correcting them, and he came up to me, and with him was his translator, and there was this other fellow named George, and George was a Chinese fellow, and because he knew Chinese, he figured if he followed Mr. Moy around, he would learn some secrets, and he would be sort of honing in on what Mr. Moy was talking with the translator about. And as we were working on the toyus, Mr. Moy came over and he made a couple of just really light adjustments. He just put his finger on your wrist or something, and he'd put his finger on my hip and just make a slight adjustment. And George had asked Mr. Moy something in Chinese Mr. Moy looked at him and said something to his translator, and so the translator spoke in English to George, mostly for my benefit, so I could understand what was being said, I imagine. And it turns out George was asking about what Mr. Moy was correcting me on. And so the response was that he was just making a slight correction to my hips, and because my sit was so good, he didn't have to make much adjustment or anything. And so George asked, well, what makes his hips so good? And Mr. Moy says something to the translator, and the translator says to George in English, says, Mr. Moy says, you practice for 10 years and then you'll maybe figure that out. And then with that, he turned and walked away. And so George was a little bit humbled with that, thinking he was going to learn secrets, but really all he needs to do is practice lots more. Work on it for 10 years and things will happen. So practice hard, practice lots, and we'll see you again.